Hi everyone! Today I am going to be doing a review on MUA Cosmetics, which I think stands for Makeup Academy. Now MUA actually contacted me a while back to see if I wanted to try out their cosmetics, and I had heard of the brand before because they're really inexpensive, and a lot of people said that especially their eyeshadows were very pigmented. I'm not being paid to make this review. All these products were sent to me for free, but it doesn't affect my review because honestly, you know, I'm not getting like anything back by saying these products are great and like, you know, lying. So I'm going to tell you my honest review of things that I like and things that I don't like, because I do think some of their products are good, but others I wasn't too crazy about. The main thing that people know about these is that their eyeshadows are really cheap. Like these eyeshadows, these are the pearl eyeshadows. They come in little individual containers, and these apparently only cost £1. And their eyeshadow palettes, which look like this, cost £4. And you get 12 eyeshadows in those palettes. So first of all, I have the pearl eyeshadows. So these have a shimmery, almost like a frosty finish. So their eyeshadows don't have names, they just have numbers. So this is shade 9 in the pearl finish. This one is shade 4, shade 8, which is a bright turquoise, shade 30. These are the palettes. This is what the palettes look like. So they have 12 eyeshadows, and they have a little like sponge tip applicator. I threw that in the trash right away. This is the Glamour Days eyeshadow palette. Heaven and Earth. This one is the one that I think they are just releasing, which is the Undressed eyeshadow palette. Glamour Nights palette. So you can see the colors there. The Immaculate collection. This is like a gigantic palette. This is 24 of them. They look like that. So just a little bit closer up, for example, this is the shade 9, and this is one of my favorites. There you can see what it looks like. Let me just swatch that. So this is without a base or anything on my hands. As you can see, it has this gorgeous pearlescent finish. The turquoise one is also, they're really pigmented. They feel really creamy when you apply them. Like they have almost a creamy texture. These are dry eyeshadows, of course. Shade 4. It's that one. It's kind of lavender. This one is not quite as pigmented as the other ones. A gold one. This one's really good too. I honestly don't like this color. It's really kind of rusty. Just doesn't flatter my skin tone at all. It's kind of, I don't know, not my favorite color. This is the Undressed palette. This is like their new palette. It's all kind of neutral shades. And I first thought that maybe these palettes would be like different eyeshadows, but actually the texture of them is exactly the same as the single ones. So I'm gonna grab some of this one here. The pigmentation is really nice. They are feeling really creamy. In this one, there are a couple matte shades in there. This one is matte. So let me just swatch that one. The matte ones are, in my opinion, not so great. They're not quite as pigmented. They feel a little bit like chalky or something. So I think the strong point of these palettes are definitely the pearl ones, like the shimmery frosty finish. The matte ones are not that great quality. So for example, in this really large palette, I think you actually get one of the shades that's in the singles. Like this is, I think, the same as the number 9 shade that I showed you. So I guess from an economical perspective, the palettes are going to give you a better value because you get more eyeshadows. Of course, each eyeshadow is smaller, but you know, you do get more, you know, variety. And in this one, there's again some matte shades, but like this one is like, this one I'm just trying for the first time, and look, there's like nothing coming off there. So this one is just a complete dud. It feels like cement. Like it just, there's nothing. Black is good. So they're kind of hit and miss. Like this one, there's almost nothing coming out, and then the black one is really pigmented. Let's see, this green one looks really pretty. This one is again like a pearl finish. Wow, this one is really nice. It's like a really dark forest green. Overall, I think the palettes are a good value because, I mean, £4, that's like nothing. They're so inexpensive. Most of the colors that are in these palettes are shimmers. Yes, there are silicones in here, like dimethicone is in here. There are parabens in here. So, you know, not the most like high quality grade cosmetics. If that's something that you really care about, then, you know, maybe stay away from these. But if you don't really care about that, then these are a great bargain. One thing that I noticed right away is how similar these MUA palettes are to the Sleek palettes. The Sleek palettes look, from the actual palette, it looks identical. It has, again, the 12 eyeshadows, and then there's a slot here and a slot there for that, that sponge tip applicator. This is a Sleek palette here on the top. So the only difference with the Sleek ones is that you get a mirror with it. So there's a mirror here, and the packaging on the front is solid black, whereas the MUA just has a plastic thing here, one of those see-through plastic things, and it looks like that. But I'm kind of wondering if these are actually made by the same manufacturer, because actually the texture of the eyeshadows looks really, or feels really similar. And of course the Sleek palettes are more expensive than the MUA ones. Lip balms. So this is another product from MUA. These are these, you know, tinted lip balms, and these are exactly the same as the Sleek ones. The one from Sleek looks like this, and it's just, I don't know, the packaging just looks so similar that I'm kind of thinking that they might be from the same manufacturer. Sleek packaging is a little bit more higher end, like, I mean, it's still a drugstore brand, but it's a little bit nicer, I think, the packaging, but the product looks and feels really similar. The tinted lip balms are not really my favorite because they don't, well, I mean, they just don't really have any color. So it just feels like a clear lip balm, I guess. There's really no color that comes out of these. Okay, so the next product that I have here is a blush. This is a powder blush by MUA, and this is in the shade number 2. The blushes, the packaging, obviously really, really cheap. You know, nothing fancy. Like this one, it looks nice as well, but the thing is, I don't know if you can see this, when I go like this, there's just like a ton of product comes off. They're kind of chalky, so like so much product comes off that if I were to put this on, I would just look like a clown. So then I kind of have to tap it off like that, and then like most of it is gone. The other thing about the blush is that I think they don't apply very evenly, like they kind of start to streak. So, I mean, the blushes are nice colors and they are pigmented and stuff like that, but I find them a little bit tricky to apply. Like if you get too much on your brush, then you'll get like a streak of blush and then it's kind of hard to blend them. So next up I have these Mosaic powder blushes. They're just called Mosaic Blush, and this one is shade 3 English Rose. And then this one is the Mosaic Bronzer in Natural Glow shade 1. And they're kind of, you know, shimmery a little bit, so you can take your brush and just swirl it together. There's different, you know, colors in here. There's some lighter ones, and I guess I'm just putting on a ton of blush now, but yeah, these I like these more than the powder blushes. The powder blushes are completely matte finish. These are a little bit more shimmery, and I find these to be a bit more buildable. If you have fair skin, these I think are a little bit easier to work with. Then I was also provided with one lipstick, and this is in shade 3. So I actually picked this one out. It's a bright pink. And the lipstick, I mean, this is the only one I have, so there is the color swatched. And I don't know, I'm not too impressed with the lipsticks. I mean, they're, again, really cheap, so it might not hurt to try them out if you are wanting to try out some like maybe fun different colors. They don't really have a huge color variety. They have a lot of reds, but I don't know, I didn't like the texture of these lipsticks very much. They just felt cheap. So, I mean, they are cheap, but they don't necessarily have to feel cheap. They didn't, I don't know, it just didn't really feel like it was really gonna last on my lips. I also have here one of the Lip Boom products, and this is like a two-phase product where there's a lipstick on that side, so this is like a bright red one, and then there's actually a little like a gloss here on the bottom, so you can pull this out and there's a little lip gloss there. Oh, there's a little bit of color coming off now. So there. And then the lipstick color is one side a really opaque lipstick, so this is a bright red. And then on the other side, there's this little kind of gloss that has glitter in it, and this product, I hate this. Oh my god, this gloss is so awful. And I guess the point that you're supposed to put it on top of the lipstick like that. The gloss is extremely chunky. Like there's this gaudy golden chunky glitter in it, and it just feels terrible on your lips, and as you can see it just smears, it makes a mess, and I don't think the color is flattering whatsoever. It just looks greasy and I just really don't like this product. Okay, and then I have some of the colored mascaras here. You have to put on a lot of coats for this to show up in the color it's supposed to. There you can see the color that it's supposed to be. So the color is really nice and bright, but you have to apply so many coats to get it to show up like that. So there's the turquoise one. And it's just, these are really, really thick. I guess they made them thick so that they're gonna cover your lashes. So these are fun, but they're not like, I don't know, how can I say, like, you just have to put on a ton of it to really get the color to show up. And the consistency of this is really thick, and there's almost little fibers in it or something. In conclusion, I think the eyeshadows are probably your safest bet from this brand because, like I said, the eyeshadows are pigmented. You get a lot of colors for, you know, the palettes are like £4 and the singles are only £1. That is it for my review on MUA. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review and found it useful. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!